Hello everybody. In today's video we will be seeing what if the main three leaders of the Russian Expansion Association comes to the real world from MyVixel. So let's get right into this video. The first thing that will be happening will be Romania will be attacking the rest of Bulgaria. Romania. So, I think you know how that will go. And so they fully take it. And then, yeah. And these three are allies, obviously. But, yeah. So, the Russians are thinking, the Russian Union is thinking of potentially going after the rest of Russia, which would be hard. But this area right here, will be brought to war, and Russia won't do anything about it because they can't even reach it. So these three countries will all go into these lands. Now, this area by itself could probably take on Georgia and Azerbaijan, but they're losing because of the Russian Union, because the Russian Union has a lot of very useful land, like all of Finland basically, Slovakia, some of Hungary, Belarus, the Baltics, most of Ukraine, and a good amount of Poland. But let's see how this peace treaty will turn out. And in this peace treaty, we will be seeing the Russians get this northern area, the Azerbaijanis getting that area, and the Georgians getting this. So overall, it's a success for every team, as they got around the amount of land that they were hoping for. And this makes them stronger, and it also makes them start thinking about being allies with the Russians. So, moving on, we will go ahead and see actually a surprising one. Russia and Romania, will attack the rest of Slovakia and Hungary. And the first move will be by Romania into most of Hungary, and then Russia will take out Slovakia, and yeah, boom. They just fully annex Slovakia and Hungary. And so that will look something like this. And yeah, they both are looking like they have weirder borders than before. That is because they do have weirder borders than before. But now they will be focusing these Shu will be focusing on Armenia because, they want land. So Azerbaijan will take the southern areas, and then Georgia takes the north. And this is pretty much just what the peace treaty will look like. They will get those lands. But obviously, I need to fix the borders because there's no like border between these two, and now there is. Okay, and this is what these two now look like, and they are thinking, hey, we would be really strong if we united. Maybe we could. But will they? Well, we won't know yet, because I'm not showing it yet. So, we got Bulgaria being attacked by the Romanians. And the Romanians have a pretty sizable military, and right now they're even building it up anyways. So that's how they're taking out these countries so fast. And now they're looking pretty chunky, so we will have to see the countries that are making an alliance to try and stop these 5 now. So we got that. And we also got Greece, which Greece joining makes well, Turkey not join. 'Cause yes. But now we will even see the Turks ally with the Russians. Because yeah. And so will Cyprus. And yeah. Basically all of these guys are just gonna be their ally now. And I'm making it those colors just cause, yeah. Actually, no, I'll make them all the same color. There. And, yeah. But Poland got left out. So, we will have to see what happens to them. Oh, yeah, invasion. Now, they are pretty strong. I'm pretty sure they still have Warsaw, but they did lose a decent amount of it. So actually, they wouldn't fall that fast, but they will not stand that big of a chance at the same time. But yeah. So they are going to quickly connect up in the north and then slowly work their way down the border of Czechia. For some reason, that worked way too well. Why? Why did them just walking down the border of Czechia work too well? Czechia decided to join this alliance. Montenegro was forced into this alliance. And now we will see these guys invade. Okay, I'm actually gonna make the allied countries like a whole different color, just so it's easier. Okay, yeah. And North Macedonia, sorry. With the help from Romania, these guys will quickly take over Serbia and Kosovo. And they're like, if North Macedonia with some aid from Romania I know they won't take anything else. And Bosnia and actual Montenegro are getting scared now because they're like, bro, we're on the border of the Romanians. What will we do? And yeah, they will just, well, decide to capitulate in 3 weeks. Yeah. So Romania is looking more just like the Baltics or Balkans now. But yeah. We will now see all of the countries that will show right now join into this war. Not war, sorry. Into this alliance. So really the only one really doing that much in this alliance is Germany, seeing how these two are crippled. Greece and Austria are also big ones in this alliance. But yeah, we will now see the war. And this war will actually start with the enemy of the Russians fight first. And they will first go into Czechia, getting very close to Prague very fast. And also invade one of the main allies of Russia and one of the main leaders of the Russian Expansion Association. But down here, it's a very different story, as Romanian and Macedonian and Turkish troops all start flooding into Greece, getting to around here before it's really slowed down at all. But then Turkey navally invades, and then yeah, it's wraps for Greece. And going more north, we will see Romania taking out Slovenia and Croatia, leaving it to just Germany, Denmark, Austria, Liechtenstein, Switzerland, Norway, and Sweden. But there will be 3 more countries joining. That will be Luxembourg, Belgium, and the Netherlands. But yeah, seeing all the offensives from in the south, that will fuel the might of these armies even more, but not to the fact that they can just instantly take over the capital of Austria, but they will very quickly make that side fall and take out Liechtenstein, even making a little advancement into Switzerland and Germany. And then now Austria falls. But we will now have to see what happens up north, where these guys couldn't really do that much because, well, they were just trapped up here, and if they tried to take on one of them, the other was saying that they'd join in. And Norway and Sweden combined is stronger than Scandinavia. But these two are weakened a decent amount. Plus, the Russian Union is helping them. So, yeah, they'll just get destroyed this time. In fact, Denmark will lose its mainland. And slowly but surely, Copenhagen. So, now, these guys will be invading more because of Russia. And yeah, these guys will get all of this. And that will make them super weak. Actually, no, that does not happen nearly that fast. But it does happen, just not as fast. So slowly they will start invading in these areas. But it's like they're dodging Berlin because really Berlin is just like unbreakable for them right now. So they will just try to stop that. But the Russians haven't really experienced like actual encirclements by themselves in Myvixel, so they can't really make one here that will be super effective. But they will charge into the Netherlands very fast, and this will make for the fall of Belgium. And Luxembourg says, if I surrender, will we get to keep all of Berlin? And they say yes. And now we have to see the peace treaty of all of this. So, the peace treaty will be, well, as you can see, Scandinavia take over Scandinavia. And they literally have it because, well, Finland isn't a part of Scandinavia, but yeah. Anyways, for these other areas, we will have to see what they get. And they will get a good amount of land. And yeah, looking like that. But yeah, these guys will heavily expand. Not heavily, but they will expand a good amount. In fact, they are gonna take a good amount of Austria. And they will even do that. And they will take that. So, yeah. They will heavily expand now instead of not so heavily. And yeah, Czechia, can you even tell this is Czechia anymore? Let's just call it Kingdom of Czechia. They will take over all of Austria. But yeah, and Romania will not get Slovenia. That will also go to Czechia. And yeah. Yep. Greece just loses Crete and these lands over here to Romania because they wanted those lands, duh. And so this is really what the end of this will look like. But I almost forgot that the Russians gain a pretty large amount of land up in these northern areas, as they did most of the work in this. And yeah, they are looking a lot bigger. And now for their final target, actual Russia, who at this point is probably 17th in rankings, but at the same time, they are very weak. So I don't think they'll get to win. They're not even 17th. Maybe with like these areas, that would make them 17th. This is like 42nd, because they still got decent land over here, but not as good. So these guys will make heavy advances, and this will work very well for them, as they will take over the entire front line, and now they're having their eyes on the chance for a massive cutoff. And by now, the Russians, they were like, because they have all of Moscow and all of Russia's actual stuff in real life. So with Finland, the Baltics, some of Poland, some of Slovakia, Hungary, and Ukraine, that made them very strong. Like, yeah, it probably kept them in second. 'Cause yeah. But even more advances will be made to try and widen the spearhead. And this will work very well, as that area just folds and they just, I think we all saw this happening. The real life Russians lost and the Russian Union won by a lot. This Russian Union could almost be stronger than the USA, as they got Finland, a lot of good land from Germany, which, by the way, Czechia just takes the rest of Germany and leaves. There's a lot that will be leaving alliances now. But yeah, we all saw Russia losing. These guys might just be stronger than the actual, than the USA. But and one final thing. They will be invading Germany, no, not Germany, Czechia, and North Macedonia. Sorry, you two, but they really just won't land. Now, what will really happen? Well, Czechia stays in the alliance, but these guys leave and get annexed. But yeah, that will be the final scene that happens in this what if scenario. And I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Peace.